Sleepless space.
It should be faster now, right? I think so. I'm having excellent connection and I'm thinking they should be faster. A bit better. Okay. Okay, so let me see if my screen is also not lagging that much.
Sleepless space.
Noise. Okay, what about now? Is it better? Is the noise correction better now? So I don't know if this is internet. I don't think this is internet issue, right? You can see my upload is 6 MB per seconds and my download has reduced. So I'm using LAN. Oh, yeah, great. Alexis, yeah, makes sense. Welcome to my channel. So if everything is looking good, I don't know, the internet speed test is something else. It varies. And I've reduced the number of people connected to this router. Let me see. All right. I think this is much more better. I mean, it's almost real time, not almost real time. I can see for myself, it's not almost real time. All right, but it's just slightly real time. So I think this one is still manageable than earlier, right? So let me also share this particular screen. Let's see. What do you have here? AI playground code minutes. Let's see what's a grad a struct LLM in here is from the relationship the live coding section at directions where I used to play with my LLM projects. Several people come up forward and ask me if they could have a copy of the code unit. So if we join the code unit support Azure OpenAI. Is there a video? Should we check it out?
Download Glovo, order from your favorite restaurants in town, and satisfy your cravings. Glovo, order anything, we deliver in minutes.
Can we have your name, the company you work for, and the year you graduated with your next degree?
Okay,
So
good morning. Hi, my name is Tolope Babatunde.
Welcome to my AI Playground Code Unit. Hey, I'm Eric, and just returned from Direction North America, and one of my session was a live coding session. You know, that's my thing. I love to do that, and I live coded some.
Can you hear my audio?
AI usage. So trying to find a good use case that is you can code within the time limit of the sessions, and we played around with the formatting addresses using an AI instead of address formatting setup, which worked surprisingly well. In the session, I together with the people in the room, tried out different large language models, and to do that, I have built a code unit that's kind of the code unit I use when playing around with AI. The Microsoft stuff all talks to Copilot, Azure, and that's all good, perfect, makes sense. But what if you want to use something else and try that out? So that's kind of what I did just for myself. And then after this, a lot of people came up and said, "Oh, hey Eric, can we get a copy of that code unit?" And yes, you can, and it's in the GitHub link under the video. But you cannot go get it before you're subscribed. You know, that's the rule. But let me show you what the code unit is, because there's nothing fancy, but hey, it works for me. So let's take a look at what we can do with this thing. So I got it here. Just started a new project. I copied in the code unit. The code unit is here. So let's try it out. See how it works. So wow. It's not really long if I can hit a single key right. So I'll create AI code unit. I think it's just called AI actually. So the first thing you do is that you set up the AI, and here is the first change from what Microsoft is doing. Tell who your provider is. So there's an enum. Wow, let's see if I can. There's an enum called AI provider. Oh, it's gonna be a long evening if I can't hit anything. And right now, the code unit support 3 things. It probably supports more than that. Supports talking with Azure OpenAI. It supports talking directly to Chat GPT OpenAI. And here's the first question is, hang on, Eric, that's the same thing. No, it's not. there are slight differences in how their REST API works, how you specify JSON and no JSON and stuff like that. I think that the Chat GPT is a newer incarnation of sort of the same thing. It seems that it has more features than the Azure one, but I might be wrong. Anyway, they're clearly different. And the last one is an interesting option. It's something called LM Studio, which is something there where you can let's see if we can make this bigger. Here, you can run an LLM on your machine if you have the horsepower to do it. I don't, but I have the horsepower to run very small ones slowly. So we'll get to that in just a bit. Anyway, here let's just go for Chat GPT, and the next parameter is a URL to a chat completion endpoint. And I have a code unit here with all my secret keys in, but I think the first thing that will show up at some point, I have just to scroll. Here, right there, there's a URL here. That's the ChatGPT, so I can put that in here, and then we need to add a key, and I will get that from my. Let's run it. So to run the code unit, so what get text, what is that doing? Well, get text is saying that we're for sure not trying to do anything with JSON. So there's a function called
Who is that? Yeah. Fifty cents, 1 million tokens. Smartest model for complex tasks. Do they have anyone for free? So I think they have one fastest model, cost efficient model, low latency. Maybe. So I think that could be a good one.
called try-call.
So the pricing
Is there's a function called build content that gets the output from another function called build payload. Let's take a quick look at build payload. So build payload returns a JSON object, and here we can see okay, so now it builds a JSON structure of the system stuff, and then it builds a JSON structure of the user stuff, and then depending on the provider, it does some different things. We saw this thing with the model and exit. So if you want to change the JSON, you just go in here and goof around with it, right? If you explore the vast incomplete documentation for ChatGTP and find an option of something, you could put it in here. Anyway, so this one then passes it's the so this is a JSON object, passes into build content. Build content is just a little, I do this once in a while. So Business Central sometimes is weird in the way it converts Unicode into UTF-8 if you just do a content derived from a string. If you do this to watch also Azure actually, it's just that the content is wrong. But if we, in this case, I pass it through a temp blob and make sure I put the correct text encoding, then stream it from the temp blob, works every time. So that's what I'm doing here. And then there is some that was built was function. So the JSON, depending if you're in JSON mode, then we know it.
right? So um, I can remember this particular implementation is like one of the first implementation that I handled officially, right? So um, I had not known more about role center and other stuff like that. So what happened was the client had a request, right? So we are supposed to automate all their processes that they are using from HR down to finance. So we did everything, but they have to utilize the global search. So um, and you can tell that not all users that are using the system are really minutes are technology inclined. Some people I read are really static, whereby you just tell them this is what you do, this is how you do it, and that is the same way they do. They don't even try to explore any other way. So we were just telling the customers or the different department that so if you want to raise a purchase voucher, you just go to global search and type payment voucher and type so many things. So imagine that um, the modules that they are supposed to be using is about 20 different modules, and they just have to keep that in their head and start searching before they can work um, on any of their processes. So, some users complain that we have not done anything. Some even actually said that the implementation is very stressful. Some complain that where they are actually coming from is even much more better than the solution that was pitched to them. And this was because of all this knowledge gap, right? Knowledge gap like creating a customized rule center for individual departments. And you can even drill down to the user department per your responsibility, right? So I could be in a finance department and all I just do is just to, probably raise a PO and populate journal lines. I don't necessarily need to see the financial statements. I don't necessarily need to see the customer. I don't necessarily need to see the vendors. Do you get? So um, I also paint a scenario. I was working with a petroleum company, right? So we did the customization for them, and they have different departments. They even have a retail station, right? So imagine that because I am a financial person, and but my own financial process is just on the retail level, right? You just want me to take account of are we doing well in the market today? What have we sold? Have we received um, money from customer? Stuff like that. So, but imagine that the financial person for that retail station now has to see things that original financial person is supposed to be seeing, like chart of account, like financial reports, like other unnecessary stuff that the user doesn't use on a day-to-day activity. So so I think this is really really helpful for the role center. So it is just going to um, help the user, and I think that's the more reason why um, we offer our services to the customer to ease their processes. So role center is very very much important for me, and I really adopt using role center. So I think I've been asking for some days now. What should we work on? What project do you want us to work on together so we can start together here live and we can also follow along and so I've not heard any suggestion. I've not seen any request. So what do we do? Do I just continue doing what I do? Data to break. What do you think? a lot of time also. So I'm actually waiting for any before I start my. So this guy also has a lot of content. If you are looking for functional development, right? He is very good in manufacturing. Yeah, C plus plus. So I did a lot of C, C plus plus, Java while coming up, and I did a lot of old languages like Pascal. So me seeing that X plus plus, I was very very excited. I started the journey, but I'm still doing it side by side. But it is very slow just because I have a lot on my hand. So I recommend this guy, Alfredo. Right, he's very very good. Trust me. If you are looking for anything manufacturing knowledge, right, this guy is super awesome. He's very very good. He knows what he's doing. He knows this craft, right? He's very very good. Honestly, I think he has about 20 years experience working in this industry, and yeah, he has great content, and I like following him. I like reading his blogs. Um, they are great. They are really great. If you want your functional aspects of your profile, if you want it sound enough, I recommend you follow Alfredo. So let me see some of his posts. Oh, wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. That's really good. That's great. You're studying computer science. Wow, that's really great. That's really good. I love that language. I really do love it. I really love it. And I think when I'm going for my masters, I should have done my masters very long time ago, but I think I would love to go into more of programming architecture and then a little bit of cyber um, slash networking. I really love those aspects in computer science. Uh, I really, really do love it. I think my curiosity now has, I started to shrink a little bit, maybe because of the kind of job I do now. I can remember back then when I was in the uni, right? They used to call me Alpha, right? So I know a lot of networking. I even did certification in networking, Cisco networking, and you know, I am very good uh, when it comes to software, right? I started very, very well in software. Honestly speaking, if you Palito is not like just a nickname. Palito is more of, who I am, and you get. So I can remember when I was in my second year, that's 2015, 2016, yeah. So I had my school then, right? And then people just started looking at me with one eye that this guy is crazy. I just wish I can have my time for myself back so that I can go back grinding the way I used to. I enjoy researching. I love C++. Honestly, if you are actually going for soft desktop application slash Android application, that would be a very great one because it has a lot of relationship with networking. It has a lot of relationship with the system in a whole, right? I think C++ was just built, it's just like that plug that was built in between the OS, the hardware, the software, the network. Honestly speaking, that language is very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Do I know about Pluto? Pluto planet? Are you talking about Pluto planet? So I used to have that inside joke that I am from Pluto, right? Because I'm not from this earth. And then because it has rhymes with my nickname, so I tell people that can you imagine when somebody is getting Palito? What where do you think Palito came from? So, do you also follow Alfredo? No, you're not on LinkedIn. I remember you said you're not on LinkedIn. I think the video and the audio now is great. You renamed Pluto to Palito. No, not exactly. Oh. I think Palito is way back from my secondary school, right? When I was still a teenager, right? I was still very, very teenage. So there's this particular radio. I don't know if you know about. There's one slim device like that. It's called Palito. I make use of it very, very well. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, yeah, it's very, very much better. Thank you for your help. I think the settings I did after made it more faster. So what I don't know yet is if the internet also contributes to the performance or just the bit rate and those other configurations. So that moving forward, I already know the settings I want to be applying when going live. So I think I have some work to do. So I'll just switch to my development environment so that I can continue working. And then if you have any question or you see anything strange, I can explain. Right. So I just want to do a lot of testing on the codes I've written so far, and I also want to do some event subscribing. Maybe we'll do that together also. Do you know about event subscribing? So um, this might look very basic, but I think it applies to every area in life. So I think mostly what makes a beginner is just is fear and sometimes like lack of confidence, right? So I think I have iterated this the last time also. I can remember when I started this particular niche, I had no help. I had nobody to look up to. So it was just like self-learning. I read, and because of the urgency, I was working for a startup business then. And startup business like people that are fresh, that don't know anything about it, so that they can pay you less, right? So it was a less payment for me, and also, you know, it's something that interests me to want to know because when I do research and I see that information about this thing is very secretive, I was very, very curious to like, I have to get this, I will get it. So I would say that for you to cross that line in Business Central like that, even we are still learning alongside, right? For you to cross that line for differentiating you for a beginner is um, I, I won't lie to you, you need to do a lot of practice, you need to handle a lot of projects and real life projects whereby um, other people test your project and they condemn everything that you have done actually. So they need to actually condemn everything and then you start to see that um, aside from coding, syntax is very, very easy for you to come up with the syntax, learning the syntax. I mean, how many syntax is here? Condition statements, you want to work with string, you want to work with array, you want to work with what's it called? List, list objects, JSON. What other thing is there? The biggest, there is no big deal there. Now, bringing all of these pieces together now to form a project. So I will show you something, a typical example. So if um, let me put it this way. How do I put it? That makes more sense. So there are some projects that just require you to create a page just for inputting sake. So those ones will not challenge you. All you need to do is to create a table, create a page, create a news page, provide necessary information. It doesn't have any financial implication. The user just wants to go into the system, punch in those information, and that's all. But there are now some other ones that has a lot of clauses, maybe when you select A, it will give you three different other options that based on that decision it knows it gives you some other condition and it also has um, financial implications whereby you have to post to the journal all of those things. I don't think that transition is just I know that for me, as at that moment, I was feeling like if I should just get somebody that would help me or guide me, so that would fine, which is okay. But if I had gotten that person as at that time, I might not go that far because I will be relying on that person for information and I might not be pushing myself that much to get actionable information to transition myself. So once you have gotten the basics, you just need to have confidence and start handling projects. Even something that you feel that it's impossible at that moment, you can just collect it and take it as a challenge and say it's possible and then do your research and that's it. So experience will also speak because you have handled something like that before. You have gotten condemnation from users and you already know how users think in terms of application, right? So you also put those in place of process. So there are some automation that inside my head when I think of it, it makes more sense. It's very seamless. But when it goes to the user point of view, the user be like, what's this? I don't understand. This is rubbish. Is meanwhile it's solving that same issue that they are having, but it is not resonating with the user. So that's another aspect what differentiates the senior consultant and the junior consultant, because he or she had already had that experience before, and they already know that yes, this your idea is actually great. All you have done here is great, but when it gets to the user, trust me, they are going to backslash this and they are not going to take it. And that is just it. Yeah, it's not just about building, it's not just about the syntax, it's about the end user at the end of the day. Who is going to consume this application? How will they perceive it? Uh, so that's actually it. If you can stand up that bold and transition yourself that way, and not just look at it like a mere application, look at it from the user point of view, you would actually transition faster than the rest, right? You really transition faster because imagine that you are given the opportunity to handle the particular project, and you did not just handle it, you handled it, and also you try to reason as a user. Any small mistake, the user would look at it as a challenge. So you can imagine that you've done all the whole process finish, and then just to click on the button to transfer data to the next page, and that doesn't really work well, or it is giving, or you are displaying error. When you are displaying error to the user, you are using test field, right? Test field is just going to say um, probably so thing is compulsory or something like that. The error message is not really user friendly, right? So you're right. So what do you think? Is it better to start with freelancing or go for a job? Uh, that question is actually coined. Hmm. So for you to get a job, you would pass through interview stage, and trust me, it might not be just interview. It might be just some questions that they might ask you that due to experience you'll be able to answer, that will disqualify or qualify you, not necessarily, you know, your capacity or your ability to write code. So me, if you can see anything freelancing is very fine. For you getting a job, you get to learn from people that are already working, right? You get to learn from the way it's being handled from a business point of view, so that when you are also trying to get your own company at the end of the day, you know how projects are being handled. You know the starting, you know the finishing. Freelancing might just be develop this model for me and I'll pay you maybe $500, right? So the two is actually fine. You can start from freelancing to have experience, so that when you're applying for a job, you just don't go into the junior section directly, you go into a senior technical consultant directly because of you have had personal experience. I think that works. Yeah, I think that's my advice. That's my advice. I think you should go for freelancing, experience the way it is, and try to handle those projects to see if you are capable. Did I answer that question well? I hope I did. So I just suggest you go for freelancing first. That will help you a lot.
So it's the finance, even finance. Finance is the most difficult part of it. You know, when you are building a customization and they tell you you debit this account and you credit that account, you just be like, why are we debiting this? Why? Because logically it might look like you're supposed to credit this account and debit that account, and then if you don't have accounting background, it's it will actually make the work tiring. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. So are you working on a full project or you're working on a past project or just a movie? Yeah. Okay. Are those two jobs on? Are you working as a business technical consultant or on Upwork? Because I think I only use Upwork for web development. Are you currently getting jobs from Upwork? Okay, this is what we should- Wow, that's great, bro. That's really great. How are you able to set up your account? Oh, WordPress. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Because I was thinking it was Business Central because I don't think people actually give out um, freelancing job to Business Central technical consultants like that. So you have to have so many documents. So I can also share my recent Upwork account so that you also see that. So let me try to log in first. I'll share my screen. So you can see my profile in Upwork. And I don't think it's been a while actually. So let's see what this is all about. So like this kind of projects now is very very simple for us to do, right? Very very cheap kind of projects. It's just that at the end of the day, when you have conversation with this type of person, you start to see that it's escalates more than this particular scope. So create and manage DL extension, customer reports, integration, and others, troubleshoot. So let's see the requirements. Location India. So they are only selected people from India. And this is a very cheap work that would have just gotten directly. Technical support for dynamic 365 central manufacturing. Oh, I think my this thing has started to lag now. I think it's still showing my development environment. Oh, okay, okay. I think it's showing. I'm also trying to follow repair code units. This one is also a very great one to apply for. So let's see the location. So repairing of code units, I think these are projects I also like working on because it's also allow you to learn some other way to handle some kind. So let's see. Okay, I think yes, I had one person already. So let's see if I can still apply. To specialized profile. I think this options is not, and the option is not complete. Depending. So let's find the cover letter. Let me see. Still pending. All this one. Still pending. So let's just do the cover letter. So let's do this. Assessment and planning, define business requirements and current process, align to the finance sales. So these people are they are specific to finance, sales, purchasing inventory, data migration, cleanup. So this is going to be a stressful one. I'm not going to apply for next particular ones. So let's see other easy one that we can just do without stopping the day for the job. We are looking for Microsoft Business Central specialists to lead and deliver the configuration and rollout of Microsoft Business Central. Client finance team, we work closely with stakeholders across business to ensure seamless setup. So what are we doing now? Developing and implementing global chart of accounts, fixed assets. So I think this is a functional job. That's a functional job. Andorra, wow. Spanish, wow. Okay, so this one is also a good one to collect. Business Central plus Shopify developer is not really, you are not doing much work for integrations like this. Functional experts, so what's the job there? This is India, no. They will pay in rupees. The money is very small. They won't pay you much money. So how do I optimize my page flow? Do you mean the Upwork profile? You mean my Upwork profile? So I think the last time I think I opened this profile a very long time. Mm, recommended section of the website. So how do I do that? This profile was split then as a web developer profile. You can see. So that means I need to remove all of this, right? So can we connect personally? these are some of my posts. So, okay. Okay, I'll just do that. I'll see what I can do here. So, optimize the profile to just suit business center. So, I do data scraping with PHP and also JS. So, if I hear you well, I should just add my profile mainly for business center technical consultants. I'm going to do this. Hmm, that makes sense. That makes sense a lot. So can I do this? So I think I can use this opportunity to do this. Hmm. I get you. I think you're making a valid point. You're making a valid point. Specialized. That's what I have. Okay. So these keywords, do you think it should be on my profile overview? What do you think? Do you think I can include them in my profile overview? So I was saying that these keywords, like the report, and so do you think I should include them on my profile overview or just on my keywords? You know, this will also help in SEO. Are you saying like what you have sent or like what I have done? Is this what I've done? Mm, mm, I get you. Data migration and system integration. Mm, yeah, you're actually doing great. I'm actually trying to resonate and see what I can come up with a title. Okay, I think I have one. So there is no space for me to put all of this data migration with system integration except I put it in my profile. Except I put it on my profile description. Mm, great one, great one. Really great one. So they just make use of developer, technical, functional. Mm. You're really smart. Profile setting. Come on. Why do you keep bringing me back here? Oh, you can't hear. Okay, you can't hear me well. I think my voice is on the high now. What about now? Is it fine? Microsoft Business Central. I think this is fair enough. Very simple, and I think it should fit in different keywords. Microsoft Business Central developer. Very simple. Honestly, it's simple and more plain type. So like senior business central functional. Okay, okay, it's not bad. We would observe the differences. Yeah, so senior Microsoft Business Central techno-functional consultant. Trying to understand business components, the algorithm still takes up important things like so most likely people don't search for techno-functional, they strictly search for functional developer. Most of the code I've seen. So what do you think? Senior Microsoft Business Central developer. Senior Microsoft Business Central. So I'm thinking that the consultants at the back. So I think I can keep this senior Microsoft Business Central developer, senior Microsoft Business Central, technical developer, technical consultant. So the fear why I'm not using technical consultant is because of keyword. They make use of developer instead. So it does the job without trying to have technical developer. The word technical is almost relating to developer already. Technical developer consultant. Senior Microsoft Business Central. Technical developer consultant. I think this makes more sense. What do you think? Oh, perfect. Yeah, great. So I think this is fine. This is great. Actually, this is awesome. Senior Microsoft Business Central Technical Developer Consultant. This makes more sense. Hmm. So I have to link my card. But it's just that they don't accept most of our cards. Now, I've done that already. So regardless of the keyword, you should be able to match one of it. Either the technical parts or the developer. Also consultant. So I think everything now is more like it's they are all keywords. So this one is the senior there is just if they actually view my profile or there are some people that there are some clients that are specific to what they need. Um, I think that makes sense. I think this is fine. This is fine. So far, this is fine. This is great. Uh, what else could be optimized here? Uh, oh, my audio is a bit low today. Mm, okay, so let me see. My audio should be fine. It's actually picking it well. My audio mixer is fine. So I think my voice is just the one that was low. Oh, this is perfect. Great, great. What else do we need to optimize here? I think that is my profile. So let me see how it looks like publicly. So I think the next thing I have to change is this profile picture. I don't have a profile picture. You can see this is when I was still grinding. I think that's about it. Or what do you think? Do you think this is done? What's in your portfolio? I just removed some of my portfolio. They are web related, what's it called? Web related language and projects. So my portfolio is currently empty. Yeah? Hmm. Okay. So which one am I doing? I have a lot of projects. Type of skill relevant to this project. Hmm. Project description, the role. Hmm. So I think this is something I can do on a later day completely. Hmm. Okay, so let me just do one. Hmm. Yeah, 4 minutes. What do you think? Hold on, just give me a sec. Alright, so I'm back. So alright, Palito. Oh, alright. Thanks. You've been very, very helpful. You've been really, really helpful. Thanks so much. So I think I'm also going to end the live section here so that I can continue with the setup. Thank you so much. Also, a senior technical in DC by the way that you alright, I'll do that. I'll do just that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone watching this live. You can see not every day we get to do, just business extra. You can see these are other skills that we are all missing out on. And these are other areas that could generate you revenue and can also make it very, very, comfortable as as a software developer. Instead of you just relying on just one source of income, you have multiple sources of income. Um, by optimizing your profile and thanks to data to great he's a great guy. I've not met him in person, but he's a great guy and he has been helpful. And for you actually looking at this video, you should also try to optimize your profile, not just LinkedIn, not just Upwork. There are multiple different, forums that that assist freelancing. So I think this video is informative if you are actually following, except you have an expectation that you wanted to see and you are not able to see that. But for me, I honestly did learn from this section. I'm able to optimize my OBS studio and I'm also able to optimize my page and I'm still currently doing that at the moment. So thanks to Data to Greek, shout out to him. He's a wonderful guy and I'll see you